Welcome to the deep dive. We're jumping straight in today, looking at the really significant shifts happening right now in artificial intelligence.
Yeah, think of this as your direct line to what's moving fastest. We've gathered a whole stack of sources, articles, reports, internal notes covering the big players and, well, where AI is actually being used.
And our mission, as always, is to cut through that noise, pull out the crucial insights, and really show you why all this tech matters to you right now.
Exactly. We're looking at breakthroughs, some pretty intense competition, and, the real-world impact.
Okay, let's get into it. The first thing that just leaps out from all this material is the sheer intensity of the AI arms race.
Oh, absolutely. The competition between the giants, it's fierce, especially Google and OpenAI.
Right. So Google, they're making this massive push with Gemini. What did the sources say there?
Well, they previewed Gemini 2.5 Pro. They're calling it their most powerful model yet. The reports highlighted top benchmark scores.
Meaning it's acing the standard tests.
Exactly. Performing better than older versions, especially in things like coding and reasoning tasks. And developer access is coming soon, which, shows where their focus is.
And it's not just for developers, right? The strategy seems much broader.
Definitely. They plan to embed Gemini pretty much everywhere. We're talking Wear OS, Android Auto, Google TV.
So like integrated into your daily tech.
Precisely. The idea is smarter voice commands, instant summaries, better translations, recommendations, weaving Gemini into your day-to-day.
Which links directly to this consumer market battle, doesn't it? I saw something fascinating in the reports about downloads.
You mean the Gemini app overtaking ChatGPT in global Android downloads?
Yeah, one report mentioned over 6 million weekly installs recently.
Which sounds massive. But then you dig a bit deeper.
Yeah.
And the same report showed ChatGPT still has higher daily user engagement.
Ah, right. So downloads are one thing, but getting people to actually use it consistently, that's the real fight.
Yeah, building that daily habit, that seems to be the prize. And part of that is workflow integration. Google's tackling ChatGPT head-on with productivity features.
Like the scheduled actions thing.
Exactly. Letting you automate tasks, reminders, right within Gmail, calendar, that sort of thing. It's rolling out to AI Pro and some workspace plans first.
So pushing AI into how you manage your day.
But OpenAI isn't just sitting back.
No. What are their counter moves on the productivity side?
ChatGPT business upgrades. Things like direct integration with Gmail and Outlook, plus meeting transcriptions are coming online.
Okay, so they're also aiming to be the kind of essential AI hub for work.
That seems to be the play. And beyond productivity, OpenAI is branching out fast. The Sora tool news was big.
Ah, the text-to-video generator.
Yeah, turning written stories into custom videos instantly. That puts them right up against things like Google View, and this booming AI media space could really change content creation.
Another area mentioned was universities.
Right, a really interesting battleground. Both OpenAI and Google are pushing to get their tools embedded in student life.
How so? Like study aids?
Yeah, study aids, job interview practice bots, things like that. The reports mention Duke, University of Maryland, embracing these tools. Tech giants want to be indispensable partners in higher education.
It's everywhere.
Yeah.
And all this competition must be shaking up the industry itself.
For sure. Look at Apple's WWDC announcements. They focused heavily on their own Apple Intelligence platform.
Right, the on-device stuff, but with deep ChatGPT integration.
Exactly. And notably, the reports highlighted no deal was reached to incorporate Google's Gemini. That tells you a lot about the strategic alliances and, well, rivalries playing out.
And it's not just alliances, but also platform control. I saw reports about Anthropic and OpenAI cutting off some third-party apps.
Yeah, Anthropic cut off Windsurf, and OpenAI apparently has features mimicking rivals. It definitely raises concerns for startups who rely on these big models.
Makes it harder for the little guys. Could push them towards the giants.
It could. And there was even speculation, mentioned in the sources, about Windsurf potentially being acquired by OpenAI, a sign of consolidation, maybe.
Shows how volatile things are if you're building on someone else's rapidly changing platform.
Definitely underscores that risk.
Okay, so that's the high-level competition. Let's pivot now. Where is all this AI actually landing? What are the real-world applications hitting now?
Well, healthcare comes up a lot in the reports.
Yeah.
You're seeing enhanced AI systems, often built on models like GPT-4, assisting oncologists.
Assisting how?
Pilot studies showed them achieving over 90% accuracy in complex clinical decisions. The takeaway seems to be AI augmenting expert judgment, not replacing it.
Augmenting? Okay. That 90% is impressive. But the story that really jumped out at me from healthcare was the teenager.
Siddharth Nandyala in India.
Yeah.
Circadian AI developed a smartphone app.
That detects heart failure signs from
Jeez.
heart sounds in, what, 7 seconds?
7 seconds with over 96% accuracy reported. It's an amazing example of accessible AI screening, especially for areas with fewer resources.
Just incredible. What else in health?
Researchers at Western Sydney University are using AI with blood microRNA data,
Wow.
tiny genetic bits in your blood, to predict type 1 diabetes risks and outcomes. The promise there is much earlier intervention and more personalized care.
So proactive health management using AI. Makes sense. Moving outside healthcare, what about industry, infrastructure?
Big impacts there, too. The semiconductor equipment market saw a huge surge, 21%, hitting $32 billion in Q1 2025.
Wow. And that's driven by AI.
Directly, fueled by investments in AI-capable chips. The reports noted Korea and Taiwan are making substantial gains. Shows how central AI is to chipmaking's future.
And more grounded infrastructure.
Down in Texas, transportation officials are using AI to automate tasks like bridge inspections, reviewing invoices.
Just making things run smoother, faster.
Safer, more efficient, streamlining essential public services.
Okay. And power grids.
Yeah, the Southwest Power Pool's partnership with Hitachi. They're using AI tools to dramatically speed up grid interconnection studies.
Why is that important?
Well, those studies are needed whenever a new power source, like solar or wind, wants to connect. Speeding them up means adding renewable energy faster, modernizing the U.S. grid.
Got it. And finance. Any movement there?
The sources mentioned Stock Hunt launching at a Miami fintech event. They're calling it the world's first AI trading language model for professionals.
Meaning?
Providing real-time predictions, automated strategy generation, that kind of thing, aimed squarely at the pros.
So, okay. We've got fierce competition driving things and AI popping up in healthcare, infrastructure, finance. But it can't all be smooth sailing, right? What about the challenges?
Definitely not smooth sailing. The reports cover a lot on the risks, the ethics, the legal headaches emerging.
Like what kind of risks?
Well, legal misuse, for one. The UK High Court issued a pretty stark warning to lawyers
About using AI?
about submitting legal cases fabricated by AI. The reports noted this could even lead to criminal charges, underscores the need for integrity and the risks of misuse in professional settings.
Wow. Okay. And what about sort of broader misuse?
OpenAI themselves put out a warning highlighted in the sources about state-linked groups using AI for, well, bad things.
Like what specifically?
The report mentioned groups, particularly from China, using AI, including ChatGPT, for coordinated influence campaigns, spreading political misinformation, cyber support.
So using AI as a tool for digital manipulation.
Essentially. The reports did say the impact seems limited so far, but it's a clear red flag for cybersecurity, election integrity, the dual-use problem.
Right. And ethical issues beyond state actors.
Yeah. Meta faced criticism, according to the reports, for allowing ads for those AI Nudify apps.
Ah, yeah, I saw that.
Sparked a big debate about digital ethics, consent, user safety, highlights the ongoing moderation challenges these platforms face with AI-generated or promoted content.
Constant battle there. What about data privacy? That's always a concern with AI.
It is. OpenAI is actually contesting a court order right now. It's tied to that New York Times lawsuit.
What's the order?
It mandates them to store ChatGPT user data indefinitely. OpenAI is arguing reportedly that this undermines their privacy commitments.
But they are complying for now.
They are complying while fighting the order, yes. It's a significant privacy battle to watch.
Definitely. Okay, last section before we tie it all together. What about the tools and access? The ecosystem supporting AI development.
Couple interesting things there. Langfuse, an LLM analytics platform, basically helps developers track how their AI models are doing.
Yeah.
They've gone fully open source. Their whole Pro suite is now available under the MIT license for anyone to self-host and use.
That sounds like a big deal for developers. More transparency.
Exactly. Freedom, transparency, flexibility, fosters trust.
And accessibility for, non-developers.
Notebook LM has a new tool that really stood out. It takes complex English documents, think AI or data science papers, and turns them into concise audio summaries.
Audio summaries.
In
Multiple languages.
over 75 languages. It's a massive step for making advanced knowledge accessible globally, breaking down language barriers.
That's genuinely useful. Okay, so let's try and pull all these different threads together now. We've seen the competition, the applications, the challenges, the tools. What's the big picture takeaway from these sources?
I think what really stands out is just the incredible speed and breadth of AI development right now. It's happening so fast on so many fronts.
Yeah, and that fierce competition, Google versus OpenAI and others, it's clearly a major engine driving that innovation.
Absolutely. And we're seeing AI move decisively beyond just chatbots into
Mhm.
really practical, impactful uses. Healthcare, infrastructure, finance areas that affect your daily life.
But as we covered, that speed comes with real growing pains. The ethical questions, the legal battles, security risks, privacy concerns, they're right there alongside the breakthroughs.
They are demanding just as much attention.
And that's really why staying on top of this stuff matters so much to you listening now. This isn't some abstract tech anymore.
No, it's actively reshaping industries, influencing global dynamics, and yeah, changing daily life. Understanding it is key to navigating what's coming.
So we've done our deep dive through the sources, the corporate race, the real-world impact, the series challenges, the enabling tools.
It's a lot. The speed AI is embedding itself everywhere. Disease detection, video creation, task automation, even state influence ops. It's genuinely astonishing.
Which leaves us with a final thought to chew on, maybe.
Given that astonishing speed that's spread into every corner, are we actually building the ethical guardrails, the collective understanding, fast enough to keep pace with the technology itself?
Something to think about.